Let no one deceive you. In Africa, particularly Nigeria, my country, you see, family members come after the properties of a deceased person, particularly when the deceased person is a man. In most cases, we experience these things because the person that passed on is a man and the husband of the family. What happens next? The wife and the children of the man becomes terrorized, oppressed, and subjected to unnecessary hardship. So a particular family that was once living well suddenly becomes beggars. There are so many things happening in this country, Nigeria. I will show you a couple of videos for you to understand that these things are prevalent. It is not just stories you are hearing, but that they are real life situations. Watch this video.
Baba, you get guests, so you say you get.
He has a boy also.
You say you get two boys, two guests.
I
You
have
get
boys.
Yes, you have 3 boys.
Yes.
So because of your brother not get boy now, it's an offense.
So why you not marry? And we told him when he was alive. We said you insisted.
I did not disturb him from getting another
Oh,
Can you imagine?
You are you not the one that using love to blindfold him?
The woman is now being oppressed.
I have 2 wives. 2 wives. With 2 born boys. Yes.
Before I go,
Marry woman, another wife, you say love.
So it is an offense now that the woman did not have a male child, that she had just 4 girls. She had 4 girls.
See any of them in that my brother's property.
final.
I mean,
Nobody should come there.
Anything you see, you manage it.
Manage it.
If you go there, day or night, anything you see, you manage it.
is this really, really necessary? Is this not avoidable? For goodness sake.
We are going there. Me and my children, we are going to live in that house, and nothing will happen.
I pity your family.
Unless if there is no God. We are
Can you
going to
imagine?
live
Do
in
you
that
think that the husband of this
Nothing will happen
woman
to us because it
would have
is our
imagined
fault,
that
me and my husband.
his family
And we struggle
would
for
have been
this building.
subjected to this kind of a situation?
None of you, you don't have a penny in that building.
We don't have a penny in that
Nothing
building.
you will do
You
that.
can hear her.
Yes.
I mean, it's a
You don't
painful
have a penny.
situation.
It is our
This is
family,
your own
that's our
house.
family property. That property is our family property.
What's your own problem, sir?
Because they are friends.
What's your own problem, sir? Finance day. David, you don't talk now.
I'm not
Can you not talk? You not talk to your brother.
Family for money.
Something where we say family don't.
Imagine they have sat on the property and the family members are helpless.
Taking my
The
husband's
wife
building from
and
me.
the 4 children, the 4 girls are helpless. They are practically begging the brothers of the late husband.
I don't
So
want to see you there.
invariably, the life of the late brother's children and wife are in the hands of the extended family members. There's another video I'd like to show you that would make you understand that these things happen on a regular basis. Women, wives, children are being subjected to this kind of terror and trauma. Please watch this.
Took my house, even that land. I was one that bought that land before I married to his brother. We built, they took everything from me.
Can you
Even if I'm
imagine?
wicked,
So
what
she
about
even
the
bought the
children?
land
I saw them falling
before
sick.
marrying
Madam,
their brother.
I went to him
But they
this
took the
injunction.
house
I was on my knees begging,
eventually.
pleading. Just because
took the
of
house.
the sake of his brother. He did not do anything. Then they took everything that I
took
worked with my
everything
husband.
from her.
Problem was, I
Everything
did not
that
have
she
a male
worked for.
child.
Now
I
the same
went to
problem,
Oshimiri.
like we saw in
I
the
went
first
to
video,
give myself to him,
is
but
simply
you are a
because she
woman.
did not have a male child.
This is what these people have done
This
to
is
me.
Africa. Now, like you just saw in this video, these events are painful. These events hurt. The first scenario, the first video you watched, the woman did not have a male child, even though she had 4 girls. They still took the property away from her and subjected herself and her children to begging to pay rent. In fact, their rent was due. If you go back to the video, you would find, or you would observe that their rent had fallen due, but they could not afford to pay rent of 450,000 naira. But yet, their father had built a big house that they ought to have inherited. The second video, you would see that the woman bought the land before marrying their brother. But because she didn't have a male child for the brother, once their brother passed on, who is her own husband, they took the property from her. And like you heard her say, her sweat all these years. They took everything from her. You see, this word is for the husbands and the men. We need to tell ourselves the truth. We need to agree that these issues arise. And you know your family very well. You know the greedy ones in your family. So do not leave things to chance. You cannot afford to leave things to chance because no one, a child or a wife, deserves to go through all of these things that we just saw. It is not unnecessary. So what are you supposed to do? You need to seek advice. You need to seek counsel and protect these ones. As you are acquiring assets, husbands and wives, as you are acquiring assets, as you are growing together, you must begin to put things in place to protect each other's interests. And do not leave anything to chance. Do not leave anything to chance. It is simply called estate planning. Plan so that your beneficiaries, your loved ones, would not cry. You planned to bequeath properties to them when you pass on, but because of family interest, or let's say extended family interest, you end up bequeathing pain and sorrow to them. It is avoidable. Think about it. Get an estate plan. If you have to write a will, you write a will. If you have to do a trust, you set up a trust and put these properties in a proper structure so that when that time comes and these persons, these family members of yours come around to say, oh, we want to just sit on our brother's wealth, we want to sit on our brother's property, they would have nothing to lay their hands on. So please, I would also like to encourage the wives. Make sure you look for persuasive ways to encourage your husbands to do the needful, because you will be affected in the end. And as I always say, remember that an unplanned estate is a potential chaos being nurtured by you today if you fail to plan. I am the estate planning attorney. And thank you very much for watching this video. Like the video, share the video for others to see so that we all can begin to do the right things.